I want to discuss this whole H-1B visa from a whole different angle. Of course, we want Indians to be as successful as possible, get as much market share in that. It's good for the middle class economy. It's good to train our people. It's good for foreign exchange. I know that. But there's another issue nobody's talking about. China has very few H-1B visas, a small fraction, tiny fraction of what India has. Yet it has a huge army of developers. So what's going on? What the answer is very important. China wants to keep its people inside China to work on Chinese projects, develop Chinese intellectual property, Chinese patents, etc., and not rent them out to the United States to make American intellectual property. Whereas India is renting its brains out to Americans and other Westerners. China is keeping its brains because that's this future technology will decide who are the leaders in the world in technology, in the military industrial complex where China is competing with the United States. So, this aspect of the debate is what I would like to see. I have criticized the Indian policy of renting brains as wage arbitrage, which makes a few billionaires very rich, all the TCS and all these Infosys and whatever. They get very upset at me when I tell them that they've made their billions by renting out Indian brains, while Chinese have not rented out their brains. They've built technology for themselves. They will market the technology. They will make products and market those and make a lot more money, which is why India is dependent on Chinese technology, because Chinese have that technology. So while Indians have spent the last 20 years renting out the brains to the Americans and then buying back their technology from Google and Facebook and Microsoft and all that, there is no Indian Google or Indian organization that does the Facebook job or the Microsoft job. There's no operating system, none of those things. There's no ChatGPT. I mean, there are feeble attempts, which are good, which should happen, but they're very tiny. And the huge amount of money needed, billions of dollars needed, India is not willing to spend, because people who have that kind of money, whether it's Reliance or Tata's, would rather spend it on things that are less risky and make a quick buck. Okay. So the billionaires are not investing in made in India technology, despite all the talk, all this stuff they keep talking, claiming, bragging, we are doing this and that. But the fact is that you do not have an economy based on exporting technology, exporting products, creating platforms that everybody in the world wants to use. We don't have that. At the same time, we do have the largest engineering army. We have brains, but we are not using the brains for ourselves. We're renting them out. So now this H-1B visa takes a different turn. It means that we are complaining that, the client who rents our brains may not be renting them anymore, or maybe renting them on a smaller scale. But we're still in the brains rental business. I mean, we're still in the business of wage arbitrage. You hire somebody for X dollars in India and you rent him out to 3 times X or whatever, or you send him overseas, and some guys who are the middlemen make a ton of money out of it. We are still in that business. Now, when I've criticized, then I've been attacked. I've been attacked by some good friends of mine also. So like, for example, I said that, Narayan Murthy's model is obsolete. It was fantastic 20, 30, 40 years ago, and he made a ton of money. He created a middle class. He started Infosys. Congratulations to him. He deserves all kinds of accolades. But that model has been obsolete for 20 years. We haven't switched to a different model, which would be invest in building our own technology, own that technology, own the copyrights, own the patents, build platforms, get market share. This is what China is doing. It's the only country that's competing against all the big tech of the United States. So the debate also has this other dimension that I just talked about. I know it creates controversy, but it needs to be said. Thank you very much.